Michael, their voices matter. Do you feel like you've been bathed in the warm wisdom of our
I am an immigrant. English is my second language. So, you know, having your voice matters, like being a lady. If you have to tell people you are, you aren't.
Yeah.
It's kind of bizarre. I don't even know who that is. Maybe it's a function of my age. Who was that?
Isn't that Greta? Wasn't that Greta Thunberg?
yeah.
Yeah, that was Greta
okay,
Thunberg.
okay.
Oh, I thought it was the person from the sequel to Blue Steel, her guy. The one.
Zoolander?
I believe it was Elliot Page.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
I think it's really convenient for people to say all immigrants are the same is just disingenuous. And there's this meme that's going around the internet that it's amazing how much leftist discourse is just based on them pretending not to understand things, just making discourse impossible. Yep. This isn't about immigrants. This is about illegal immigrants. And illegal immigrants are harming legal immigrants because they're taking slots that could and opportunities that legal immigrants who follow the rules and stayed in line had to do. But at the same time, I mean, like, who's watching this channel, the Grammys?
I didn't even know they were on until this morning.
I was doing fentanyl. I was having a great time, as everyone should with their children.
Yes. You know, Emily, I posited this on the 5 today that because Billie Eilish's house is on stolen land, that it should be turned into a casino. Right? She would make a great, she already has the blackjack uniform. Have you seen her? Look at that. She could do blackjack.
Yeah, we talked about how disingenuous people with so much money, you know, she had the pleasure and the comfort, the entitlement of growing up in LA in a creative's home where she was homeschooled. And then in her teens, she had Album of the World and won the Grammy #1 album and became a multi-millionaire. And that's not who I want to be lectured by. That's not who has credibility. People up there on the stage who said, you know, I'm a granddaughter of immigrants. Same with me. I mean, I'm a second gen too. What does that matter? That's not actually the point at all. And it is so disturbing to me that these celebrities who enjoy double-digit million-dollar security entourages and gates, who call 911 when they have stalkers at the door, who go to the prosecutors when they need a restraining order, try to tell me that they think that all of these law enforcement should be eradicated and doxxed and put in danger. I have never seen one of them have a pin for a victim. Where's the Laken Riley pin? Where's the Jocelyn Ngari pin? There's a million pins.
They would have to be honestly, they'd have to be covered with pins. But it is true, Tyrus. Why don't they go out on the street? Why don't they go to the ICE agents? They are telling people to risk their lives.
Yeah, but they don't even got to do that. How about for one evening you let your security go and your manager go and your publicist go? You understand, these are the people that when and as a former bodyguard and I guess celebrity in some circles, they get there and the first thing they do, they don't speak to anybody. They sit in the car and they have their person who drove them get out of the car and make sure it's clear.
Right.
That there's none of those fans bugging them because it is so annoying for people. So then they wait, and then they get them in, and then they get them to their little green room. And when they get in the green room, if the water is not cold, and if there's not a fruit plate with Skittles, none of the red ones in the bowl, there's a problem. And they'll pull somebody aside like, it's fine, I'm just saying it's fine. But typically, when I come to an event like this, you know, there's a lot of pressure on me, everyone's excited to see me, and I can't have red Skittles in my bowl.
You're talking about...
Exactly.
So if I could just, like, people, there's, like, I thought I saw somebody, a service person, come into the green room without a knock. We discussed this. Who was in charge? And then they walk out and be like, we're on stolen land. Everyone has a right to be here.
Yeah. You're talking about, like, the writer. They all get these...
No, every celebrity that does that is the same ones that have to have 17 people for them to walk 20 feet into a room. They have to be pampered the whole time. Then they come out, and they don't even have the balls, the balls to say something from them. They had a writer who writes them. And they don't even respect the writer because I'm pretty sure the writer didn't write and looking around.
You know, Dave, it makes me think, Tyrus is referring to the rioters where they demand Skittles and things. Do you think they're mad at ICE because they're no longer getting the underage sex workers on their riders?
Oh, yeah. I mean...
Like, I'm sure they had maybe 2 or 3 delivered.
At least.
And the pipeline's been, choked.
It's been jammed.
Yes.
Part of it is we can admit that P. Diddy does have a lot of Grammys. It's true. But realistically, what this comes down to is you look at somebody like Bad Bunny, or you look at somebody like Trevor Noah. They don't actually have the ability to talk trash in their own countries. So they come to America, make a great living living the American dream, insulting our country, because they know in their homeland they would be killed for doing the very same thing. You look at Trevor Noah... Yeah, I mean, you look at Trevor Noah, there's parts of Africa where they'll put a gas-soaked tire around your neck and light you on fire, which is only slightly less painful than watching his version of The Daily Show. And I do have to thank him, because thanks to him being so terrible, I'm on the #1 comedy show in late night right now.
Did you want to say something?
Tyrus is really selling him the celebrity thing. That sounds like goals.
Yeah, you shouldn't. You get there, you do a little bit of work, somebody writes it for you, you go on TV, and then you get a bodyguard, and you get a publicist and a manager, and you become a complete asshole. Yep.
All right.
Well, and also, Freddie Mercury always had a masturbating monkey on his rider, and they go, "Where am I going to get that?" And they go,
you know what?
"Just
But
get a
I
monkey."
respect
They all
that. I
masturbate.
respect that. I would get weird like that. Like I would have a juggling chameleon always in the corner, or like a really small guy with Tourette's just to entertain me.
Yeah. I'm right here, and I'm working on it.
All right.
What?
We must move on.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.